I don't know what more can be said. I mean, it's all been said. And I just want to stand before this great delegation and truly say thank you from my heart to all of you for what this means to our locals and to our members. And if you were paying attention this morning, Tom, I want to thank you for the kind words. I truly appreciate that. But he said something really important. I'm a man of few words, so don't get nervous. This will be quick. I don't often take this opportunity, but I'm going to take this opportunity now to thank the first person I have to thank, and that is my Creator, the one that blesses me with my strength and my courage to do what it is I do. And I know there's a danger in getting down to the weeds with names and things like that, because you always embarrass yourself by forgetting somebody, but there's certain people I do have to really mention after 39 years of this type of work. And the first is my wife, Kathy, of 32 years and 363 days. So we're 2 days short. But I just want to tell you, if you want to hear a secret, I'll tell you a secret a little bit later on, but I made a commitment to her when I was thinking about running for president, and I can't tell you how many times I've broken that commitment to do the right thing for the union, but she, as my partner and my strength in giving me courage on a daily basis, has never broken her commitment to me. So I thank you publicly, Kathy, for that. I love you. I also have, Tom mentioned it, 4 beautiful daughters. They're all growing up now, and unfortunately they're in different places of the country and they couldn't be here today, but I received several texts starting with prayers at 4 o'clock this morning, and congratulations as the day went on, and that's great. But you know, for Jennifer and Cheryl and Kimberly and Katie, I need to mention their name because doing this for all this many years, and I know a lot of you can relate to this, there's a lot of sacrifice. They've sacrificed a lot because I haven't been there a lot. But when I've turned to them for help, trust me, I am terrible with grammar. They've always been there for me. They've supported me throughout all these years. And I'll give you one little secret. I learned quick, after the first time I asked them to check something for me, I gave them a red pen, and I learned quick to tell them, here's a red pen, but use it gingerly, because they tear it apart every time. But moving on, you know, sometimes people point at the individual, and, you know, just like what Brother Harry's trying to do with this organization, it's not about individuals. And I truly want this delegation to know, and I think a lot of you already do, that I am truly blessed, and I'm going to say this just because I need to say it, with the 2 very best staff people that I could ever have, in Fred Fink and John Feltz. That's what comprises the Railroad Division team. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the hardworking, dedicated local officers of the Railroad Division, which has a lot of struggles. But nonetheless, small division, they stand up all the time. Thank you much. Delegates and officers and everybody in the room, thank you. But there's one more special thank you I really have to shout out here. It was, I'm not going to tell you when, it's too long ago, but when I first became elected president of Local 2020 in Buffalo, I was a little bit intimidated. I didn't know what to expect. And, you know, as the story went, I wasn't prepared to run for office, but the way the politics played out, I had to do what I had to do, and I got elected, and it wasn't the best situation, but I was a little bit terrified to pick up the phone and call the office in New York and didn't know, what quite I was going to get. Well, I called the office and a young woman by the name of Francine Allback answered the phone. And let me just say, I asked her some questions, and I can truly tell you this to this day. I never forget that conversation because it was like as if I had known her for years. I mean, she was there for me. I asked for a few things. They didn't come a week later in the mail. They came overnight express the next day. So, in 2009, when we were at a council meeting, I believe in Atlantic City, we honored Aunt Fran for 58 years service. But Fran was excited and came here, and I appreciate that. And I would just ask that Fran would stand up and we can recognize you again. Okay, I told you I'd be short. I'm a man of few words, but well, let me just look to my far left and start with John and say thank you, and Alex, thank you, and John, thank you all for your confidence in me, and I know that we'll work as a team together, and we know what we need to do, but I think it's most important to turn to my right and look at a true trade unionist in Harry Lombardo. I heard a lot about Harry before I came on international staff. I've met him at some meetings before then. But I want you to know one thing. Harry said I said some nice words about him this morning. I was a little bit nervous, so maybe I kind of jostled him up a little bit. But I truly want you to know that those words were from my heart. They were words spoken from my heart. I've got all the respect in the world for Harry. And I just want to say to you publicly, Harry, thank you for your confidence in me. And in closing, I'll say, trust me, I will do my level best, as I know the rest of this team will. And I want to say, trust me, I will do my level best for this delegation and our membership. So thank you and God bless.
Thanks, Iron Man.